Hey, hi. I'm Mona. This is Chit Chat. Um, just before I begin, I want to say this is a free space for everyone. All right. Any religion is welcome. Spiritual, and any religious sect is welcome here. It doesn't matter who you are. Okay. Just don't try to fight with others about your beliefs. You can just bring up examples and quotes. That's nice. Okay. But don't fight with anybody here because that's not what this is about. If you are a true believer in God, you won't fight with anybody. God doesn't want anybody to fight, right? That's logic, common sense, all right? God doesn't want anybody hurt or any of that stuff, okay? All right, I just want to make that. My channel is not a place of hate, it's a place of healing. So if you feel the need within you to be rude or disrespectful or mean, because I don't know, maybe you don't want to see the whole thing, or because in the end it's all about forgiveness. So for somebody to be mean to somebody who is forgiving others, that's a red flag for a problem. Okay. Okay. So I got my coffee right here. So as I mentioned earlier, I was listening to a reading. I was just catching pieces. I was going in and out. I also want to add that tarot card readers, those who do divination, a lot of those readers, they believe in God, they believe in Jesus, they believe all that stuff. Yeah, they even tell people if someone's having a problem or something, believe in God or whatever, right? So people are, they got that wrong. Number one, because they're scared of it and they don't know what it is. Um, some readers don't I'm not a believer in the black magic and all that stuff because I believe if you are 100% faithful to God, Chica, leave it. I catch her seeing another dog. So if you are faithful to God, like you don't have to worry about anything. That's my true belief. I don't know. That's what I believe. If you have 100% faith in God, you don't have to worry about nothing. Yeah, you don't. So I want to, just to put it out there, like tarot readers are basically just therapists trying to help people to get past whatever they're going through. And that's good. Like that, the tarot helped me heal, helped me try to help me understand things because I was watching readings and their advice and all that stuff was like, oh, it helped me through. Yeah. I also noticed that I don't know, I think because I'm thinking this because of like how some of the terms they use and phrases. Some of the tarot readers are ex-military. Yeah, yeah, I did notice that. So, anyways, let's go ahead and get started with what I wanted to talk about. And if you are leaving a comment, no matter what your religion is, just make sure you're doing it in a way that might be helpful to others instead of hurting others. Like, well, it says this in our Bible and do. It's nice to talk like that, like grown ups, right? Right. So I did write stuff down. I'm gonna have to get a new like book, or I think I have one in there, just a plain empty book, because I started writing like in my art book. This was supposed to be meant for art, but I couldn't find anything to write on, so I started writing on this. So let's go ahead and start here with what I found. This is just findings, okay? And I'm not trying to be like I'm this religion or that religion. I'm just comparing, like that one friend told me, compare, look at up things. So I did. I was trying to find Book of Paul. There is no, there's no Book of Paul. Okay, number one. But what I did find out is he's an apostle. But get this, he wrote 13 books. Isn't that a special number? He wrote 13 books. So, but I also found that somebody wrote for him. Okay. But they didn't write for him because he couldn't write. He could write. Because that's one thing. It's like if you are somebody and somebody is writing for you and you don't know how to write yourself, how do you know that they're even writing the proper words in there? You don't. He he could write, and he could review what was written. And you will find that in Colossians 4:18. Okay? It's indicated there. Okay? So after all this looking, and I was like, I was looking in the Jewish Bible, I looked in this Bible, I looked in the Jehovah Witness. I couldn't find no book of Paul. I couldn't. And so, but I did see the 13 books. And actually, I found this next passage was from the Jewish uh, Bible. Because when I brought up, I brought something up. I can't remember what it was or how I found it. Acts. I saw that he wrote Acts. That was the first one I saw that he wrote. Um, so when I brought it up on the phone, I was, I was like, whoa, there's a lot of things here mentioning Paul. Oh, that's how I did it. I brought up the name Paul, and it brought up all this stuff. And I was like, oh, shoot, Paul, Paul, Paul. I was like, what am I looking for here? And I was scrolling up and scrolling up. And then, I took a pause for a second and I looked and I was like, what's that? And so what I found was it just landed like right there, right in my face. And this is in Acts 18:9. All right. The Lord said to Paul in the night by a vision, okay, like a dream, right? Don't be afraid, but speak, and don't be silent. Is that not what just like I went through about the dream from my mother? I was tripping when I read that. I was like, oh, I was in shock. I highlighted it in the phone, but then I kept reading because that sentence did not end right there. So when you go to Acts 18:10, it continues by saying, "For I am with you, and no one will attack you to harm you, for I have many people in the city." So then I started getting a little creeped out. But you know what though? Like it's not like a bad creepy, it's like a good creepy. Because it's almost like confirmation of my previous thoughts. Like honestly, I believe God will lead me to the places I need to look for help. That has happened to me several times over the past years, not years. When I get a thought in my mind and I'm like, what the? And then I'll go, what does the Bible say? And it's like, I'm shocked by it. It's like, yeah. So then there's that, right? And then I was thinking, like, oh, wait a minute. Didn't somebody deceive Jesus? Because I wanted to make sure it wasn't the guy who deceived him. Because I wasn't sure. I know that someone did. And so I looked that up. So yeah, it wasn't him. It was Judas. Okay. So I was feeling better. So it wasn't him. And then I just started looking up other things. Paul went through a lot of stuff. Like that guy was really dragged through the dirt and just terrible things happening to that guy. But even though all these horrible things happened to him, he remained faithful to God. Like, yeah, he did. Even when people were, where is it? Where people stoned him and left him for dead. That right there is in Acts 14:19. And that's from the King James version that I got that from, right? The stuff that I told you about, Acts 18:19 and 18:10, um, I got that from the Jewish Bible, okay? But I wanted to see, if the Acts 18:9 and 10 said the same thing in this book, okay? And or in, the Jehovah Witness, right? So I was like, all right, let me compare. It's time to compare. So yeah, they are very similar. I'll be honest with you though. I read the Acts 18:9 in the King James version. It is similar, but it's not exact. The wording is kind of different. They use different words. Like, I don't know why the words can't be the same, but they switch up the words. Okay. Um, I think the one that was closest to the Jewish Bible in regards to Acts 18:9 was it this one? You guys give me a second. Let me just see. Let me bring up the what app do I have on here? Oh, it's the Jewish one. I think it's on that phone. One of these, I can't remember one, but you know what? You guys can look this stuff up. Like I'm saying, like don't just, oh, she said and then she's reading in the books are there. Don't believe everything I say. If you want to know, you have to really look yourself. It's better. It's better for you. Just because I have this right here and no, you got to do your own homework to figure it out. You got to put the time in. But one of these books is very close to the Jewish Bible, okay? So we have that there. And then, I wanted to tell you, like, he had dreams, right? So God will send messages in a comforting way. And when I got that message, like my mom in the dream, like I was tripped out and I thought, was that a nightmare? But you know what? When I think about it, no, it wasn't a nightmare because I felt at peace and I felt good. And I even think, was that the night that I slept all the way through? Like, I think it was. So, I don't know. It was comforting, the dream from my mom. And, if God wants to talk to you, maybe they will send somebody who will make you feel comfortable when there's a message. Um, yeah, like I just saw the number 1313. And didn't we just talk about how Paul wrote 13 books? Maybe it's important for somebody to start reading those books or looking up some stuff. Um, so, you know, I also noticed that because I say God, like people get different when you say that because they want to push Jesus, like Jesus, 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 Jesus. And that's okay. I'm not against Jesus. I'm really not. All right. I appreciate that guy for sure. Yeah. I think he is a very important person. I'm not trying to be like he's not. So then it kind of pushed me to thinking of that. So now we're on another tangent. That's what it happens. I'll start one place and it'll go on to other things. And so Jesus did show love for God. Yeah, because of his sacrifice. Hell yeah, Jesus. Jesus is great. He's a good guy. I like that guy. And then I looked up, I said, you know what, let me try to see if I could throw something in the mix here. So I looked up about Zen Buddhist, right? Now, they don't believe in God, but they believe in the image and character. I found this online. I don't know exactly where, but you can find it too. It was very easy. If it was easy for me to find, it's easy for you to find. All you got to do is type in, what do Buddhists say about God? That's how I found it. And so, like, it says that they strive to be this image and character that Jesus is, right? So it's like if they strive for that, why wouldn't they believe in God? Because that's what Jesus was all about, just straight up. So, that was a little weird for me because I do like some of the things from the Buddhist religion, some of the things they say. They have good words and it's okay. I'm not against them. So then from that, um, I was like, well, what about the Gita? The Bhagavad Gita, right? Because I've read that whole book like from cover to cover, right? And it stresses the grace of God. I am the origin of everything, and everything arises out of me. So yeah, they believe in God. So yeah, there you have it. Okay. And then I saw something else because when you look up religious stuff, they'll show you stuff from all sects, like different things, right? So then I saw another thing in there online. It said John 6:35, bread of life, about that. If you don't know, you have to look it up, really. Okay. Um, but it's about well, I looked up what they said. Well, let me see. What is it? John 6:35. Oh, I'm close to it. It's okay. So, John 6:35. What does it say? I'm reading this from the King James version. Okay, and I also looked it up at the in the other parts. Um, the Jewish Bible doesn't have anything about John, like about Book of John or anything, because I just didn't see it there. If you are Jewish and you know how to find this kind of stuff, you can maybe comment below as advice or something. But if not, don't worry about it. I'm just reading whatever I saw here. So Jesus said in John 6:35, right? And Jesus said unto him, now this is Jesus talking to I guess John. Okay. So Jesus said to John, I am the bread of life. He that cometh to me shall never hunger, and he that believeth on me shall never thirst. So, yeah, that sounds cool to me. I mean, I'm taking it that basically says that, I'm spreading the word of God around here. Y'all should believe in God. That's how I'm taking it, right? And if you follow me and your belief remains strong, like his was, then you will have, all these wonderful things. And so, what I'm thinking, here is, oh, this is nice. This is, and they say it differently in another, in other. Well, what I'm trying to say is when he's talking about, like, I don't know if I can find that. Oh, yeah, this is a different thing. Okay, that's right. So basically, what Jesus was saying is that, he wants to feed you and stop the thirst, right? And he's doing that because it's knowledge, right? He's giving knowledge. If you want knowledge, he's got it for you. Yeah. Um, basically, it was about like exercising faith with him, right? Yeah. It was like, exercising just the faith with him. Now, like in John, what, 7:36, Jesus said, ye shall seek me and shall not find me, and where I am, thither ye not come. Right? So I was reading that and I was trying to think about, like, what does that mean? Because I kind of bumped into it somehow, right? These are just things I bump into, you guys. You got to look up this stuff yourself. If you have any other insight, please comment below because I want to know. Okay. But so I'm taking it that if you don't seek Jesus, then you can't come along with him. But you know what? Like, Jesus is preaching basically about believing God, right? So I personally feel that this is just my opinion. Don't get crazy, okay? I feel like I can talk to God at any time. I don't feel like I need to go through anyone to speak to him. Okay, I feel like Jesus was a good man and just wanted to spread the word. And yes, he did sacrifice his life because he wanted to show everyone this is how much I believe in God, that I'm willing to sacrifice myself and show you guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was very nice. I mean, I think, And then so I read also John 7:37, right? If anyone thirst, let him come unto me and drink. Oh yeah, that's what it was. I saw somewhere where it had to do. Oh yeah, the disbelief of Jesus' brothers, right? What was it? 7:37 or 7:38? This might run long, but it's okay. Okay, 7:38. He that believeth in me, as the scripture hath said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. If any man thirst, let him come unto me and drink. So that was 37 and 38, right? So basically, like, he was saying, like, believe me when I say God is this and God is that. He's all, like, that's basically what he's just trying to say. Just believe me. I'm trying to, tell you that God is, what I'm saying? And I don't remember where it went, but it was something about, I don't know where I found it. If you guys know, because already I go, there's so much stuff, and I start reading all over. I go nuts with this, Um, if you all know this part, when I guess he went to the Jewish people and he said, like, it was worded different. It was like, eat my flesh and drink my blood or something. Now, when you come to anybody like that and you say it in those words, yeah, they're gonna be tripping out. They're gonna be like, "Who is this? Is a crazy person. I'm not gonna eat your flesh and drink your blood." Yeah. So I'm thinking that whoever wrote that in here or wherever I saw it, because it's somewhere I saw it in one of these religious things, that, like, on this side, John 37 in this book, they're saying it this way, which is basically he just wants you to follow his words and the scriptures. But when they say it as talking to the Jewish people, they make it sound so terrible, like drink my blood. And of course, people are going to think, you know what I'm saying? Why didn't they say it the same way to the Jews as they did here? Why did they say it over there? Right? This is why I'm like, what the? So that right there is a contradictory thing, making it sound horrible while saying it to the Jewish people, but making it sound nice and pleasant when it comes to that's no, 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 that's a no, no. And then I was always looking around here in this book, because I have it like right here ready for me, uh and I did right here, this I can believe, which I can believe, John 7:38. He that believeth on me, or in me, he that believeth on me, as the scripture hath said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. Yeah, see, that's like nice. Why would they say it in a kind of weird way to the Jewish people? So that's a contradicting thing. I don't like that. So right there, this is what I mean. Like, there's so much confusion about Jesus and who he is and what he did amongst many religions, but we all believe in God, though. So it's like, let's move on. So as I was looking through, then I saw light of the world, right? And that's still in John, because I was reading on and on and on and on and on in here, right? And I noticed here, John 8:12, right? Because I saw the title there, The Light of the World. I was like, ooh, what is that? So then I started reading. Then spake Jesus again. Spoke, okay? Spake. Then spake Jesus again unto them, saying, I am the light of the world. He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the, the light of life. Okay. So all he's basically saying is if you follow me and believe me that God is real and God is the Almighty and God is this and God is that, then you're going to be all right. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yeah, okay. Like, I'm cool with that. You know? Ooh, look it. Something caught my eye. I didn't notice before. This is 844. The devil's children. Holy mackerel. What is this? Ye are of your father, the devil, and the lusts of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. And because I tell you the truth, ye believe me not. Which of you convinceth me of sin? And if I say the truth, why do ye not believe me? He is God of hearth, God's words. Ye therefore hear them not, because ye are not God. Wow. That was kind of a powerful thing. And that was its own little section on its own. And that's words of, those are the words written in red, the Jesus words, right? So, yeah, you know, I believe that God is the Father of all. That's just it. So, I mean, anybody who is trying to speak like they are better than God, or like I am the final, like, ooh, I think you're going to get in trouble for being like that or saying those things. I think that you will get in trouble. But, that's my own, that's my own opinion here. So we'll just leave we'll just leave the video right there, because I kind of feel a certain type of way after reading that, so I want to take a break. But I just wanted to share stuff that I found in here that was very interesting to me. You can look up everything and anything online. You can find stuff about the Bible. I suggest that you look up all different kinds of things to see what they say about this, that, and the other. I believe that if a person can invite God into their heart somehow, some way, but truly and genuinely believe it, not like, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to go to church on Sunday. I'm talking about you got to this is a daily thing for me. The Bible or some sort of religious text every day. Religion is not when you're trying to get in touch with God or Jesus or whoever, right? Okay, you got to do that on the daily. You got to show your gratitude on the daily. You got to thank God for the meal that you're eating at every meal. Anytime you receive something, thank God for it. It's important. You got to show gratitude. If you're healing, thank God. Thank God for everything. I do. I swear it works. It worked for me. Like, I feel like I'm a miracle walking, and it's all because of God. That's it. And that's all. I have nothing more. So, yeah, let me let you guys go. It's coming already to 30 minutes. So, I'm Mona. This is Chit Chat. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.